I wanted to record a story time video today, and this is to do with robotic affirming and also conditioning your desires, right? So this story actually begins from a decade ago. I unfortunately cannot share with you the details, the granular details about this story because it does involve personal things. I'm not purposely trying to be annoying and coy about it. I just want to be respectful to people involved in this because I don't want to blast them on YouTube. Back in May 2023, I was sitting at my dining table and I was thinking about desire A. I'm going to call it desire A since I can't spill the deets. And it seems so unlikely to me at the time for it to even come into fruition. I am well versed with the law, but this desire is so big in my brain. Like, think of that one fucking desire that is just like, if it comes true, you just know that you're the operant power. Nothing can stop you. This desire held so much significance to me. So I remember sitting at my dining table thinking about this desire, and I did something you shouldn't do, which is to condition the desire. The reason you shouldn't condition any desire is because it just implies that there's a lack of faith. Okay, now it's fine if there is a lack of faith, but you want to trust yourself. You just want to get to a position where your desire is believable, credible to you. But I didn't have faith at the time. Like, it's a big desire, guys. Anyway, I think it was when I first came across the law of attraction. They always tell you to try and manifest a blue feather. I have never manifested a blue feather before, so I mean, I don't really care to be honest, because I already believe in the law of assumption and manifestations. But for this one particular desire, it's almost like I would give anything. I was ready. I was like, you know what? I'm going to condition it. If I see a blue feather, I'm going to get desire A. It's guaranteed. I visualize this blue feather. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Because the desire seems so fucking impossible for me to attain, I don't even want a blue feather. I want to see a blue rose. And this was inspired by, there's a vase of flowers on my dining table. And I remember looking at the vase of flowers and thinking, never seen a blue flower before. I was like, you know what? If I see a blue rose more specifically, then desire A is freaking guaranteed. So I remember visualizing this blue rose. Bear in mind, I had already visualized a blue feather, but then I was like, no, scratch that. I don't care. I don't care about it. Okay. I changed it to a blue rose. I'm gonna walk you through what happened after, because I think it's gonna encapsulate the law of assumption and our journey of, you know, the bridge of incidents and not having enough faith and actively looking for our desire. It's going to encapsulate it quite perfectly. It's just going to serve as a microcosm for how the law of assumption generally works. After that, I decided to go to parks. I was actively going to parks. I was visiting any park out there. I'm not even joking. I remember going to fucking Regent's Park. I was going to Hyde Park. I was going to parks in my neighborhood. I was going everywhere for this blue flower. Now, I was not going to a florist. The reason I didn't go to a florist is because in my brain, I was like, that's just me chasing this thing now. As if going to parks wasn't chasing it. But that's just how I justified it in my brain at the time. I was like, fuck. Can't find a blue rose. This is a perfect example of when you don't have faith, when you are actively looking and searching for something outside to prove to you that, you know, your desire is coming, or you're actively looking to the 3D for your desire and not actually allowing it to come to you. I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm going to fucking parks all the time looking for a blue rose. Am I okay? It's so silly to me. Can you imagine little old me going into parks looking for a blue rose? I decided to leave it. I was like, doesn't matter. To be honest, I completely forgot about it. I didn't care anymore. There were a lot of things keeping me preoccupied anyway. Like I said, I completely forgot about it. I started to focus on desire A again. You know, a lot of my beliefs about desire A actually began to straighten themselves out. It got to a place where I would say I had enough faith in the fact that it would, thought there was something in my room then. I had enough faith in my desire that, do you know what, this thing is going to come true. I knew this because I could feel it. It's like this knowing. I have spoken about it before on my channel. When you are truly living from the wish fulfilled, you're not actively looking for it. I wasn't looking for my desire. I remember there was actually an incident which led me to come closer to my desire, and it happened so naturally. Now, of course, I understand it's going to sound so annoying because I'm not divulging the details, but guys, I wish I could, but you have to trust me on this one. I started to make progress with desire A, and it happened naturally. I didn't force anything. I didn't have to look at 3D. I didn't do anything. I just literally started to live from the wish fulfilled, right? This was again like a month ago, 2 months ago, well, around August, I'd say. Oh, that's actually 3 months ago. But around that time where I was like, you know what, this is gonna happen now. I wasn't looking at 3D. I was just I fully embraced it. Fast forward to 4 weeks ago, I think it was, I was in Whole Foods. I'm looking at the display of flowers they have at the till. It reminded me of the blue rose. And I'm thinking in my head, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'll find it. It's gonna come to me. And I said it just so lightly, so sweepingly, like I didn't care, because bear in mind, the only reason I even wanted to see the blue rose is because I didn't have faith in desire A. But because desire A to my brain now was guaranteed, I don't really care too much about the blue rose anymore. This comes back to my point of not conditioning your desires. The reason you shouldn't is because I still hadn't found the blue rose yet. When you condition your desires, it's almost like you're going to cause delay. And I still hadn't found my blue rose. Now, bear in mind, the blue rose holds no significance in my life. But had I actually attached it properly to desire A, I would have delayed my own manifestation by conditioning it to this blue rose, when the blue rose is nowhere to be seen still. And I ain't about to go into parks again. A week later, I went to the Stratford shopping centre. So I'm on the tube. I was feeling a little bit meh. Guys, I am always testing the law. I started to robotically affirm. I started to big myself up in my brain. I was like, I am this, you are that, you are that, you are that. I am just fucking blowing smoke up my ass in my brain, just literally to lift my spirits up. I go up the escalators to get out of the station, and what do I see on the billboard? It says, your wish has been granted. And the reason it said that, funnily enough, is because there was a Sephora opening up in Westfield Shopping Centre, and I'll insert a photo if I can find the exact billboard. I had the biggest smile on my face. Went into Stratford, was super hungry. There wasn't really any restaurants open at the time because I went quite late. I went to Nando's. Now, for those of you who don't know, Nando's is a self-serving restaurant. When I tell you, this man in Nando's treated me like I was a celebrity or something. It was in fucking sane. As soon as I walk in, you know, he's being super amicable and friendly, and I'm just thinking, oh, okay, cool. Like, he's just happy and cheerful. Bro, the amount of compliments I received from that guy alone. He was super lovely, of course, but he was so accommodating. Again, and it is a self-serving restaurant. He was bringing me free food, free drinks. He bought me frozen yogurt. He bought me fries. He bought me, I can't even remember. There was so much food on my table. And it was so funny because I'm actually cutting grains out of my diet completely. So couldn't really enjoy any of the meal, but that's besides the point. How freaking incredibly strange is that I was just 10 minutes ago affirming on the tube, pretty much with the same sentiment. I was saying things about myself. I was just bigging myself up, and then I get off, says your wish has been granted. I go to Nando's, and this guy is offering me the best freaking hospitality. It was like chef's kiss. The staff member, who was being incredibly kind to me, comes to my table and says, you know, do you need anything? And I told him my name, by the way. So I was like, oh yeah, my water's finished. So he goes and fills me up another glass of water. Now again, Nando's is a self-serving restaurant. You go up to get water yourself. He's like, calling my name across Nando's. Now everyone's eyes are on me. Usually in a moment like that, I would previously in my past be quite embarrassed because I don't really enjoy that much attention on me. I know that sounds really ironic because I have a YouTube channel. But hey, there's been a lot of change in my self-concept, guys. We get up and we are about to head back to the station. I got lost. Stratford Shopping Centre is not a place I usually go to, and it's quite big. Now, I'm somebody, if you couldn't tell from my last story time video, who doesn't mind getting lost. And I remember asking the security guard at one point for directions. I head that way and I'm walking with my mum. Now everything's shutting in the shopping centre. But what do I see? I see a display of flowers in the middle of the shopping centre with blue fucking roses. I kid you not. I was gobsmacked. I'll insert a photo here somewhere. I was literally speechless. And you know, this is what's meant by letting go. Because I had already started to see progress in Desire A, I no longer needed to see the blue rose. I no longer cared. But of course, when I saw the display of flowers in Whole Foods, I remember saying to myself, oh, I will find it. It will come to me. And it did come to me. Or I came to it. I don't know, whichever way you want to take it. Anyway, guys, so after that, I was on the tube 2 weeks ago and there was a lot of delays going on the tube. So there was a lot of rerouting I had to do that day in order to get to where I needed to go. As I'm going down the stairs, I see a blue freaking feather. No freaking way. No way. I could not believe it. I literally see an isolated blue feather on the ground. I actually remember walking back, taking a second look at the blue feather just to make sure if it was there. So I found a blue rose. I have seen about 60% progress in my Desire A. And I also saw a blue feather. Now it's safe to say I definitely believe I'm the operant power. You know, I'm sharing this story because it's such a sentimental, funny, quirky reminder to me. Well, first of all, not to condition your desires, because there's literally no point. Go to the end. Believe in your desire, guys. Believe in it. This is coming from somebody, when I tell you I've been trying to manifest this one fucking thing for the last 10 years. You have to believe in your desire, guys. You are the one that gave birth to this desire. It is your responsibility to see it through, okay? If you believe that there is that God in you, the operant power in you, you need to show courage. You need to persist. God doesn't want his work to be manifested by a bunch of cowards. You have to see your desire through. Go to the end. Dream big. You know, I know now for me that blue rose, funnily enough, holds such importance in my heart now. I don't know, the story just makes me so happy. Even the blue feather, it's just so whimsical and funny, you know? And again, it's a nice reminder to keep it lighthearted. It just needs a light touch. You don't need to obsess. You don't need to actively go and look for things. All you need is active faith. You need active faith in your desire, okay? That's all you need. You got you. You got to have your own back. You got to have your own back when it comes to manifesting your dreams. Anything you want, anything. Do not place judgment on yourself, guys. I hope this was entertaining, cute, funny, inspiring, and helpful. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.